they believe that truth is relative and that truth is up for the individual on how he determines it for himself. Postmodernists are typically atheistic or agnostic, while some prefer to follow Eastern thoughts and practices. Many are naturalists, including humanitarians, philosophers, and environmentalists.
I had a way.
Postmodernists do not attempt their thoughts of being what is right or wrong, true or false, or good or evil. They believe that there isn't such a thing as absolute truth. Postmodernists use the world outside of themselves as being an error. That is, other people's truth becomes indistinguishable from error. Therefore, no one has the authority to define truth or impose upon others what they believe of moral right and wrong.
One of the themes in postmodern philosophy is a denial of universal subjective truth. It suggests that we should be skeptical in such bold explanations. For example, the statement, "God so loved the world," is nonsensical to postmodernism for two main reasons. First, they deny the existence of God, and second, statements concerning the whole world is impossible. Since there are no universal truth, only truth that are particular to a society or group of people and limited to individual perception. A famous catchphrase in this regard is, "That may be true for you, but not for me."
Postmodernists are highly concerned with the language of written texts. Reconstruction defines the methodology of postmodernists. In the words of a French philosopher, Jacques Derrida, reconstruction involves reading a text to ferret out its hidden or multiple meanings, which makes the interpretation of the reader more important than the text itself. And it also shows the significance of the subjectivity of the reader in determining the author's intention. Postmodern literary criticism claims that words never tell us about the objective world, but refers to other words only. No matter how the writer constructs a sentence, it can never tell us about the real world, but it can only tell us about the world understood by a reader. Thus, it is said that this concept can be summed up in the phrase that that's just your interpretation. In 1968, Roland Barthes wrote an essay entitled The Death of the Author, in which he argued that the destination of the text, which is the reader, is more important than the origin of the text. When readers invent new meaning, the text is freed from the tyranny of the author's single intended meaning.
The concept of deconstruction of postmodern philosophy is taken far beyond the area of literature. Just as you, the reader, are creating the meaning of these texts. Also construct the world according to your experiences. In other words, there is no real world, a belief known that anti-realism. Postmodernist paradigm of anti-realism, there is no real world to which truth can correspond.
Another serious problem arises from a postmodern philosophy if each community determines what is true through the use of its language. Which community gets to decide between rival communities? When it comes to conflicting ideas, take for example such as disputed ideas as sute. The Hindu practice of burning widows on their deceased husband's fire, exterminating the Jewish race, abolishing private ownership of property. Since no community can claim to be right on this or other issues, the result is an increased competition between which group will dominate the other. We are witnessing this kind of escalation between warring factions in many areas of the society, from the college campus to the political arena to the international scene.
As opposed to the relativism of postmodern philosophy, Christian students need to understand, according to Christian worldview, the truth exists. Nearly everything about Christianity is universal in scope and application. God created the whole universe, including men and women. Sin is a universal condition affecting every human being. Christ died for the sins of the whole world, not just one or two communities. Christians are to love God with all their mind and heart, and all their